Hello everyone. Topic of discussion today is cerebellum, also known as little brain or silent area of the brain, because its electrical excitation doesn't cause any motor movement, and this is the second largest structure in the brain. It plays an important role in motor control. The cerebellum lies dorsal to the brain stem in the posterior occipital fossa. On each side, it's connected to brain by three peduncles: inferior peduncle, middle peduncle, and superior peduncle. Anatomically, there are following parts of the cerebellum. Main parts are two hemisphere, vermis, fissures, primary fissure, horizontal fissure, and posterior fissure. Lobes are anterior lobe, posterior lobe, and flocculonodular lobe, which are shown in this diagram. Histologically, it consists of two parts: outer gray matter and inner white matter. Outer gray matter comprises of cerebellar cortex and cerebellar nuclei. So if we cut through cerebellum, we find outer cell layer is called cortex surrounding the underlying deep cerebellar nuclei connected by white matter tracts. So let me show you a better picture. So all through the cerebellar cortex, neurons are arranged in same basic circuit. Cerebellar cortex is divided into three layers from outer to inner. Outer molecular layer, next one is Purkinje layer, innermost is granular layer. Outer molecular layer has two cells, stellate cell and basket cells, and also parallel fibers of the granule cells. All this circuitry is important for neural sharpening. So inputs coming from different areas through climbing fibers and Mosey fibers. So information coming from inferior olives via spino-olivary tract of opposite side. These fibers are called climbing fibers. So climbing fibers are coming from inferior spino-olivary tract from inferior olives. Okay, so axons of these climbing fibers come in. They give off axons directly to the deep cerebellar nuclei and also send up Purkinje layer and give off axons to the Purkinje cells. So how does it work? To deep cerebellar nuclei, it releases excitatory neurotransmitter aspartate. Also stimulate Purkinje cells by releasing aspartate. So, but Purkinje fibers on stimulation release inhibitory neurotransmitter, that is GABA, to these deep cerebellar nuclei, which in turn inhibit these deep cerebellar nuclei. So, thus preventing the overshooting and undershooting of the desired movements. So now coming to the next input fibers, that is Mosey fibers. These are coming from every other sensory fibers except spino-olivary tract. Okay. So on entering, they also give off axons to deep cerebellar nuclei. They release glutamate here, which is also an excitatory neurotransmitter, and activate deep cerebellar nuclei. So deep cerebellar nuclei send axons to control nuclei in the brainstem, which play role in neural sharpening. Okay, so these Mosey fibers come up to the granular layer. Here they give off multiple axons that go and connect to the granule cells. Also give off axons to Golgi cells. So here they form a special structure which is known as glomerulus. So Mosey fibers release glutamate, which is an excitatory neurotransmitter. Okay, so glutamate excites the granule cells as well as Golgi cells. So granule cells are excitatory neurons which send axons up in the outermost layer of the cortex, that is the molecular layer. So here the axons split into two and they head off in the two opposite directions. In molecular layers, once activated, these axons of the granular cells stimulate the cells present here, which are stellate cells and basket cells. So whenever activated, these stellate cells and basket cells release inhibitory neurotransmitter, which in turn inhibit the Purkinje fibers. So they also give off axons to Purkinje fibers and stimulate the Purkinje fibers, which in turn will inhibit the deep cerebellar nuclei. So one more thing to remember here, that as you can see, Golgi cells are activated by Mosey fibers, also inhibit the granule cells. Also, these granule cells activate these Golgi cells, which will in turn inhibit the granule cells. So this is how this intense circuitry works, and its aim is neural sharpening. I have just explained all this, so I'm attaching my PPT here. You can go through these once. So till now we have taken deep cerebellar nuclei as a whole, but deep cerebellar nuclei is also of four types: dentate, emboliform, globosous, and fastigial. So here's a mnemonic to remember this: don't eat greasy food. So D for don't, which stands for dentate nuclei, E for eat, which stands for emboliform, and G for greasy, which stands for globosus, and F for food, it stands for fastigial. And their relative positions are shown here in this diagram. So physiologically, cerebellum is divided into three divisions: vestibulocerebellum, spinocerebellum, and corticocerebellum. And there are two most important functions of the cerebellum, which is regulation of tone, posture, and equilibrium, which is done by vestibulocerebellum and spinocerebellum, and regulation of coordinated movements, which is mainly done by corticocerebellum. So posture is concerned with subconscious adjustment of tone in different muscles in relation to the position, and equilibrium is mainly concerned with the different balanced movement of the body in relation to different body parts. So vestibulocerebellum, how does it do its function? It is connected with the vestibular apparatus, hence the name is vestibulocerebellum, and basically consists of flocculonodular lobe. It regulates muscle tone, posture, equilibrium by receiving message from the vestibular apparatus regarding linear motion, angular acceleration, and gravity. Vestibular apparatus is responsible for detecting the position of head during angular and rotatory movement, as you all know this. Spinocerebellum is connected with the spinal cord, hence the name is spinocerebellum, and it mainly consists of medial portion of the cerebellum. Its function is to maintain the muscle tone, equilibrium, and posture by receiving information from tactile receptors, proprioceptors, visual receptors, auditory receptor, and cortical impulse from pontine nuclei. Corticocerebellum is the largest part connected with cerebral cortex, hence the name is corticocerebellum, and it mainly consists of lateral portions of the cerebellum. Its main function is damping action, control of ballistic control, timing and programming of the movements, servo mechanism, and comparative function. Thank you.